Hi, my name is Robert Babb, and I was born shortly after John F. Kennedy was shot. Today I would like to give you Today I would like to paint for you a portrait of Robert Babb. I intend to give you a vision of the blank canvas that became me, the rough outline of the adult that I would become, and the purpose that I arrived at most recently. My parents were in Hollywood, California on November 22nd, 1963, when John F. Kennedy was shot. Like most Americans, they found themselves with the feeling that anything could happen at any time. The world was really turned upside down. So after a while, they decided that the best thing they could do to set their world back in order was to have a child. And I was born on December 20th, 1964, with the only goal of continuing to breathe in and out for as long as I possibly could. We moved to Shreveport, Louisiana, and in 1967 I set a new goal. That goal was to follow my mother's instructions and not get off the bus until it stopped in front of our house. Well, the bus did not stop in front of our house, and my mother had to come back to the school and retrieve me from the bus. And at age 4, I understood what Albert Einstein won a prize for. What you see depends upon where you're standing when you look at it. I carried that perspective with me as we moved from Texas to back to Texas and then to North Dakota and back to Texas again, where I graduated high school. And when I was 18, I realized that everything my parents and just about everyone else had ever told me was wrong, and I joined the United States Air Force. That brought me to Goldsboro, North Carolina, where I earned an associate's degree and began asking the question why as if I was Socrates. That was until I married and had a child, and in 1991 we moved back to California, and shortly after I divorced and remarried. And on October the 23rd, 1991, a driver ran my motorcycle off the road, and after I was released from the hospital, I had a new perspective, and that was carpe diem. So in an attempt to get the most out of life in the shortest amount of time possible, I packed up and moved to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where I attended and graduated from culinary arts school. Back in California, I was really kind of bewildered with the way the world was. So I got divorced and started looking at the world from a different perspective, the perspective of the way things really are as opposed to the way things should be. And I traveled around more and eventually ended up here in Kingsville in 2010, when the daughter that I put college on hold for in 1991 called and invited me to her commencement from UC Berkeley. Then I remembered I was supposed to go back and finish college. So that's where I find myself now. College is, to me, a necessary evil to gain the tools that I needed, not so much as a blank canvas, but definitely as a rough outline. And now they are a necessity to prevent me from going on the same circuitous journey that led me here to Kingsville. My purpose today was to give you a vision of my perspectives and to explain to you why it took me 46 years to get from Hollywood, California to Texas A&M.